Hi, I'm General Booty. I'm the quarterback at the University of Oklahoma, and you are now tuned into the greatest podcast on turf. Enjoy.
What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to this week's, I think, fourth or fifth and final episode of the greatest podcast on turf. I'm Anthony.
I'm Ryan.
Today we are back with our Week 2 NFL predictions. As you guys know, we have a stipulation on this series where whoever has more games wrong at the end of the season has to take the other out, pay for them to eat dinner and drinks, all that stuff. Last week I went 10-6, which means Ryan went
9-7.
9-7. Does that math still math?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right, cool. So, yeah, we're back this week. I'm up by one game so far, looking to keep that streak going. With that being said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and real quick, here's a very quick word from our sponsor.
Little Italy Pizzeria, located in Townsend, Delaware. Be sure to come in and check it out. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Show proof that you're subscribed to, that you listen to us, and they will hook you up with an additional discount. With no further ado, time to dive into this Thursday night game, which this is coming out after, right?
Last night's game will have happened last night, but it is tomorrow night when we're recording this. Yeah. It is currently Wednesday, September 13th at 8:30 p.m. I forgot to put that in the last video we recorded, which is fine. So last night's game, if I was a betting predicting man, I would say the Eagles whoop on the Vikings.
Yep, Eagles -7 is what I would take. Granted, you guys will not be able to put in the bet after I said this claim, so I feel pretty free in saying that. Give me the Eagles in this one nonetheless. I don't believe in the Vikings. Never have, never will. Primetime Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
One of the best defensive lines in football against a bad, banged-up offensive line. I want no parts of the Vikings.
Listen, Kirk Cousins is 5-2 in primetime against the spread, so...
Give me the Eagles.
Well, I think one of the losses was last year to the Eagles when they got blown out. So with that being said...
One of them had to be to Dallas, because I know we destroyed them at night.
Yeah, that might be there too. Motherfucker was 5-0 against the spread on primetime for last season. All right, but yeah, I mean, in terms of fantasy, you got your big ones. Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson, because you have to.
And that's it.
But other than that, yeah. Any guy we didn't say don't play.
Yeah. Besides defenses, we don't do that here.
Yeah.
Ravens traveling to the Bengals. Is that your next team too?
Uh-huh. Damn.
Look at us. I took the Bengals in this one.
We have the same order. Again.
Yeah. Do I love taking the Bengals? Not really. I think this game could honestly go either way. However, I'm taking the team that just got kind of embarrassed week 1, having their home opener in Cincinnati against a Ravens team that didn't look that great either. But I'm just showing more faith in the Bengals. I think that Jamar Chase gets going. And I think that T. Higgins gets going after having 0 catches on 8
Can
targets.
only go up from there.
Can only go up from there. I think this game is probably going to be close. I respect both of these teams. I think the most likely case is that they're both 1-1 at the end of this situation.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you there. I didn't love taking Cincy. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's 2 teams that started out slow because not all of them played in preseason. So I think this could end up being a really good game. I took Cincy as well in this one. So, I mean, there's not really much to say on it. Fantasy, you got the quarterbacks. Jamar and T. Higgins, you got to start. I mean, Zay Flowers, I feel like you may have to start now unless you're deep at receiver.
Yeah, and it depends on the size of your league, but he's on the fringe for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I have him in the group chat. So, I mean, I'm not starting him this week. But, I mean, other than that, though, I mean, the Ravens running backs are questionable. Joe Mixon, you probably got to start. But other than that, I mean, there's not really much really going.
Yeah. Seahawks traveling to the Lions.
I mean, this game is, like, weird.
I hated this game.
Yeah.
I really hated predicting this game.
Mm-hmm.
I went with the Lions, though.
Something tells me we're not going to have a lot of differences this week.
If the Seahawks just looked okay against the Rams, I would have taken the Seahawks. Because last year I respected the Seahawks way more than the Lions. And coming into this year, I respected the Seahawks way more than the Lions. However, they look bad. And, dude, this sucks.
Yeah,
I mean, the Lions are literally coming off one of the biggest wins of their season and the biggest win in their franchise history. It just screams a letdown win against Seattle.
Yeah.
Can I change it?
Go ahead.
I talked myself right into changing it. I don't care.
I wasn't even thinking like that, and now that you said it, it's like, oh, like, but nah, I mean, I don't know what the hell happened.
I believe in Seattle more than I believe in the Lions. This just feels like a letdown Lions game after beating the best team in football.
Or they keep hot and
what's more likely, Lions being 2-0 or they're both being 1-1. You know what I mean? I'm taking the Seahawks in this one.
I'm rocking with Detroit in this one. This is one of those situations where it's two, in theory, solid teams playing. But I will take the cop-out Jaredy answer in Detroit's home. Home field advantage. Detroit's home. They have the home field advantage. So I'm taking Detroit fantasy purposes. Who are you think for Seattle?
I'm probably running on everybody that I drafted.
Yeah.
If you drafted them, you don't just let them down after 1 week.
Yeah.
Lockett is a guy that you might not start because you didn't draft him that high because nobody likes Tyler Lockett for some reason. But DK and Kenneth Walker, you definitely start. Gino, you don't have to start, obviously, unless you're in a super flex.
Yeah, and then in terms of Detroit's fantasy, Amon-Ra, obviously. Jared Goff was one of my starting quarterbacks this week. And I feel like you got to start both running backs.
Yeah.
DeMont just because how he produced last week, and Jahmyr Gibbs just because you drafted him so high.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, I'd consider like a Joshua Kelly over him. Or like a Raheem Mostert, I consider it.
It sounds like Jahmyr Gibbs is going to see a bigger role this week, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. It's all about your risk tolerance, I guess. Mm-hmm. Colts traveling to the Texans.
America's game of the week.
Love to see it. I took the Colts.
I took Houston.
I think that Anthony Richardson is the better quarterback than CJ Stroud. I think that the Colts have a better team than the Texans.
Well, I'll tell you what. Texans don't agree with what you just said about Ant Rich being better.
I could give a damn.
They would have drafted him.
I could give a damn what the Texans think. because history has shown that they're not the best franchise. Because they were really good at one point in life, and then they just ruined it all.
They blew like a 28-point lead to Kansas City in the playoffs, and I think that was it.
They blew that whole entire team.
Yeah.
That team is limited. How do you not win with that? Yeah. I'm taking Colts in this one.
I took Houston. I think that Houston played a lot better and is a lot better than it showed. I'll keep pulling out the card that... Look, I'm not taking anything away from the Colts. I don't care about this game enough to argue. I just think the Texans win because I think that they're a little better, top to bottom.
That's fine. And they're home.
I will say, I think the Colts, I feel like they have more star power on the team, but in terms of top to bottom roster, I think Texans are better, if that makes sense. But... as I was saying, I mean, yeah, Indianapolis kind of gave Jacksonville a run for their money last week. And the score didn't show, but I feel like Houston kind of hung in there with Baltimore. C.J. Stroud looked solid. He didn't throw a touchdown, but he didn't throw a pick either against a Jim Harbaugh defense. O-line didn't look too good. Dameon Pierce couldn't get going. C.J. Stroud took some sacks. And I think that the Texans' defense will be fine. They got DeMeco Ryans as a head coach. They were forcing turnovers against the Ravens. They kind of neutralized the team, except they couldn't stop Zay Flowers.
The turnovers were bad, though.
I agree, but it's principle.
It's fine. It's that cheap principle.
Yeah. But I think Houston pulls this one out. I took Houston +1 this week. I think Houston wins the game. Their home field advantage as well, so that helps my case for them.
I'm rocking with the Colts. Anyways, next up we got the Bears traveling to the Bucks. I took the Bucks in this one. I'm finally going to take a home team.
Yeah. You took Cincy, I guess, and Philly.
But the Bucks, the Bears didn't look that good either.
No.
Bucks pulled off a win against Minnesota, which isn't that surprising
it's the
at all.
most Viking thing ever. Knowing them, they'll come out and they'll hang with Philly and lose by a field goal.
No, probably not.
Probably not,
but the Bucks, I think, are just the better team than the Bears, at least until the Bears figure it out or give DJ Moore the ball. They have the pieces. I think.
Did you see Chase Claypool last week?
Didn't he have like bad effort or something?
It was embarrassing. Let me find it.
But yeah, Baker looked good last week. The Bucks receiving core looked good last week. I think Rachaad White bounces back this week against a Bears defense that just allowed Aaron Jones to absolutely destroy him. And Rachaad White is decent against decent pass catching. And I think that the Bears don't do too much on this Bucks defense, which is still a solid defense in the league.
Yeah, I'll talk about.
I see it. You're good. Just play it.
I'll talk about Baker and then. I think Tampa pulls this one out too. I mean, Baker looked good last week. He said he read the Vikings defense like a book, figured out their calls, exposed their cover 2, exposed their cover 3. He threw the ball well. Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both had pretty good days, especially for fantasy football. Baker threw just shy of 200 yards. And he was making his throws, and he looked calm, and he looked comfortable. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think Tampa can still have success this year just with how good their defense looked against Minnesota, who's got Justin Jefferson, the best receiver in the league. And Tampa Bay pulled it out. Rachaad White didn't do that good. I lost my train of thought for a second. Rachaad White didn't do good, but I think Chicago is just bad. And like Ryan said, until they get together, I can't pick them to win any games. Now, is this a winnable game for Chicago?
Yeah.
Yes. But am I confident in what I bet for Chicago to win? No. So with that being said, Tampa Bay's winning this game, and for fantasy football, you got to start Jay Fields. And starts of the week this week, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, and you got to start Rachaad White. Did I miss anyone? And if you're feeling real fucking bold, start Baker.
Next up, got the Chiefs traveling to the Jaguars. I took the Chiefs in this one, basically for the fact that the Chiefs, in my opinion, are the best team in football. Jaguars are ascending, obviously, but the Chiefs are 0-1 right now. They're going to win this game. Travis Kelce's coming back. I think they're going to be rejuvenated, and I think that it's going to be a good football game, but I got Pat Mahomes pulling this one out.
I hated this
disrespect
game.
to the Jags.
I hated this game. Since when do you say no disrespect to the Jags? What are you, changing your ways or something?
Nah, just in that statement, there was no disrespect to the Jags. But at some point, they will do something stupid.
I put it like this. If Kansas City wasn't coming into this game pissed off, I'm hammering the Jags. I think the Jags got to get their get back from the playoffs last year when they were a Jamal Agnew fumble away from going to the AFC Championship game. But again, you got a pissed off Kansas City Chiefs. You got a pissed off Mahomes. You got Travis Kelce coming back. The Jags couldn't stop Travis Kelce in the playoffs last year. I had to take Kansas City with this one. Literally, if it's any other situation and they're not playing a pissed off best quarterback in the league and best tight end in the league and Andy Reid, I'm taking the Jags and I'm rocking with it, and we're probably making a bet on it, knowing me anyway. But you can't bet against the best quarterback in the league, especially when he's pissed off. I'm giving Mahomes the Tom Brady treatment. You can't bet against the best quarterback in football pissed off. Give me the Chiefs in that one.
Fair enough. Next up, got the Packers traveling to the Falcons.
Ugh.
I took the Packers in this one.
Yeah.
I think the Packers are just a better football team. Enough said. I don't believe in the Falcons. If you cannot pass the ball, NFL teams are going to stop you.
Yeah.
No matter how good your running game is, eventually when you put enough people in the box, you're not going to be able to do nothing. The Packers secondary is good enough to hold their own with not many people back there, so they can afford to load the box, and I just don't see how the Falcons have much success against this team.
And it's a loaded box, too. They have a lot of capital in that front seven.
Yeah.
Especially, they drafted Lucas Van Ness.
They have like 6 first-round picks in their front seven.
They have a lot of capital invested in the defense alone, but, I mean, especially the front seven. I took Green Bay in this one. I was high on Atlanta coming into the year, and they did exactly what I didn't think they were going to do. I thought they were going to go out, throw the ball, get Bijan involved in the passing game, and utilize their 2 top 5 draft picks that they drafted, Kyle Pitts and Drake London. But they did the opposite. They utilized 7th overall pick Bijan and whatever round pick Tyler Algier was. I mean, I don't know if it's just a fact they're trying to ease Desmond Ridder into it and make his job as easy as possible, but you can't do that because eventually you're going to get in games against good teams and good defenses like Green Bay on Sunday afternoon. And at that point, it's like, okay, you can't utilize the run game. Desmond Ridder hasn't been able to throw the ball and build connections with his weapons. Yeah. So, then what do you have?
I mean, you did that last year. You played him last year to ease him into it. You gave him a full offseason. Now it's time to play football. And if he's not ready, then he ain't your quarterback.
Yeah.
Next up, Raiders traveling to the Bills. I think this one's probably going to be short and sweet from us.
Yep.
I got the Bills. I'm not pissed off Bills. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to sit here and knock Vegas. They looked good last week against Denver, but you got to pissed off Buffalo Bills that you're coming off to a tough loss to Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
And on a walk-off punt return in overtime.
You got it pissed off Josh Allen, too. So
Yeah.
Chargers traveling to the Titans. This game's like sneaky.
Nah.
It is a little bit.
Nah. I hate both teams, but I hate...
I feel like this game is a little sneaky. You got the Chargers traveling a pretty good distance. They might be down Austin Eckler. The the Titans are going to be able to run the ball on them. That's not really saying anything at all. It wouldn't surprise me if the Titans ended up winning this game. Both of these teams are 0-1. They're both decent football teams, but I took the Chargers in this one. They burned me last week, and they're probably going to burn me again.
Nah, I knew they weren't beating Miami last week. I took the Chargers in this one, too. Why? I feel like they have a better offense.
Worse defense, better offense.
Mm-hmm. Titans, better defense, worse offense. I hate both teams, though. It's funny, Ryan Tannehill's on the TV, and Danielle was like, is that the guy that they always make fun of you for and send that picture in the group chat? I was like, yeah.
It's a good picture.
It's a picture of Ryan Tannehill with a baby in his hand, who I assume is his son, with my face photoshopped on Ryan Tannehill's son's face.
It's good. Shout out
Sure.
Matt Kelly.
Yeah.
Anyways, no further ado. 49ers traveling to the Rams.
Yeah.
I took the Niners. This is probably going to be short and sweet. I think the Rams win week 1 might have been a little bit of a fluke. They look good, but I don't believe in them. I believe in this Niners team, though.
Yeah.
And I got them winning.
It's the Niners. It was always the Niners. If the Rams win this game...
I had the Super Bowl.
If the Rams win this game, I will give them their respect.
Sure. I'll do that, too. I don't think we have to worry about it.
No.
Two teams that aren't going to get our respect no matter what. Giants traveling to the Cardinals.
Speak for yourself.
I personally, no matter what happens in this game, will not give either of these teams respect.
Oh, I thought we were talking about like a season-long type of outlook kind of deal. I was going to say, the Giants could earn my respect.
Maybe.
But
yeah,
Atlanta,
so could the Cardinals, you know what I mean? If they keep hanging around.
No.
If this bad team hangs around every week,
I don't care.
Give them respect.
No. Yeah, respect for what? Being mid?
Hanging around.
Being mid? Come on now. Around. It's the Giants.
Covering
and it's
the
not
spread.
Even no, because that should be easy pickings for whoever.
Easy pickings for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Giants, I think, win this game. Do I like either team? No. Would it surprise me if the Cardinals won? Not really. But
no, the Giants are going to win this game. I think they're going to go put up a masterclass. There's no way. I think it's more likely that Washington is just bad than there is that Arizona is actually sneaky.
I don't think that there's no way the Giants have a masterclass even in them.
I call bullshit. They won a playoff game last year. You kidding me? I don't care who it was against. They won a playoff game. They won a playoff game with Kenny Galladay.
God, I hate that argument so much.
They won a playoff game with Kenny Galladay, Isaiah Hodgins, and
they beat the Vikings, who just lost to the Bucks.
I don't care.
It's
the principle.
It's not.
It is.
No.
It is.
The principle is such a 100 years ago way of thinking, and
it's
so wrong.
It's not. How is it still wrong?
It's wrong. We need to think of the new way.
No. It's
and
the
I can
principle.
tell you
how is there
that the Giants' offensive line is horrible. And I can tell you that the Cardinals' D-line balled out week 1. Anyways.
I don't give a shit. It's the principle.
The Giants suck. I'm just going to put that out there.
No way.
They are horrible.
No way.
Can we think of a bet? Do you know what their over-under was at the start of the season? Take a guess.
8.5.
7.5. Okay. Nobody thinks they're good. Not even Vegas.
I would take the over. I would have bet. If I would have bet,
you could go take the over right now. I guarantee it.
I bet you it hits.
Well,
you want to bet?
They're not hitting the over.
I bet you the Giants win over 7.5 games. Throw 10 on it, shake my hand. I'll put it in the note.
Okay, sure.
Just like when you said the Jags weren't winning more than however many games last year. Come on.
But the Giants are even more mid. At least the Jaguars had a quarterback.
10. That.
I think we're done talking about. I can't believe you back the Giants.
What is it? 7.5?
Yeah. Jets traveling to the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys in this one. I think the Jets defense earned everybody's respect, but so did the Cowboys. And
there's a lot of shitty games this weekend.
If you don't have a quarterback, it's hard to win in the NFL. Mm-hmm. Period. It's definitely hard to win against a good team in the Cowboys.
Yep. I took Dallas as well. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. The over-under is 39 for a reason. This is going to be one of them low-scoring defensive battles, but I think Dallas pulls it out just because at the end of the day, they do have a solid quarterback in Dak Prescott.
Appreciate the solid comment. Dak don't get a lot of love, but
Listen,
solid. I like solid.
Listen, I feel as though that majority of the cases, except my case with the Chargers, I feel as though, even with that case, I feel as though you always have to give somebody their flowers and give respect when it's earned.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say Justin Herbert is barely a top 15 quarterback, because he's top 15. Now, I will sit here and tell you Ryan Tannehill's bottom 10, because that's true, but...
Ryan Tannehill's top 5.
Yeah, top 5 in your mouth.
Top 5 in your head.
Rather be in my head than my mouth, you creep.
Anyways, Commanders traveling to the Broncos.
Does that have to get edited out? Nah, who cares?
I doubt anybody's this far anyway.
Yeah.
Commanders traveling.
Oh, believe me.
Commanders traveling to the Broncos. I took the Broncos, but I hate both of these teams. Gonna be honest with you.
No.
Yeah, they ain't that far.
Yeah.
Commanders traveling to the Broncos. I hate both of these teams. I'm taking the Broncos.
If you're in the video this far, drop a comment. Seriously. Like, I'm genuinely curious. If you are here right now, please comment. Or, like the video or something. I genuinely want to see.
Comment your opinion on the Broncos.
Listen, I took Denver in this one. Why?
Home team.
Exactly.
Next.
Yeah.
Dolphins traveling to New England.
This was honestly a tough game for me. Not even being biased, the way New England played last week.
Who'd you take?
I took Miami.
Oh, you're such a... Come on. Okay, I already changed one on my list. You can change one on your list.
I'm good.
Come on.
I'm cool. If I was going to change one, I'm changing it. I already thought about it. I was changing Jacksonville, but I talked myself out of it.
Come on. You got to go with your gut.
I did go with my gut.
It's all about the gut.
I did go with my gut.
Go with your heart then. I went with my heart on one.
My heart tells me to play it safe and go Miami. Because Miami, in recent history, has had the upper hand against New England. Yes, New England looked good against Philly, but again, Miami's defense didn't look all that special last week. Now, granted, the Chargers probably have a little bit of a better offense than New England. Is that saying much? Yeah.
Give me Kendrick Bourne.
Dude, he's so bad. Him and Mac, literally, as crazy as it is, all the shit you gave when we signed him.
Oh, he still sucks.
Mac Jones loves him, and they will develop a connection. And he will win weeks in fantasy football for whatever reason. It's ridiculous. Moral of the story, I took Miami in this one. Miami's had the upper hand recently. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if New England won. This was my longest game to decide of the week. I could see a New England defensive masterclass with Christian Gonzalez, who's the best cornerback in the NFL, just locking down Tyreek.
It's a crazy statement.
I could see that happening.
He wouldn't even start for Dallas.
He will be playing in the slot.
Can he do that?
Yep.
Never mind then. Saints traveling to the Panthers. It's probably going to be short and sweet. I took the Saints.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Saints over a rookie quarterback.
Yep.
I know Bryce Young looked all right, but he didn't do that good against the Falcons.
Nope.
And he won't do that good against them.
Give me New Orleans and Derek Carr, fourth best team in the NFC.
Browns traveling to Pittsburgh. Browns. I don't believe in the Steelers. I did believe in the Steelers, but they are kind of like...
I thought they were beating San Francisco. I did. I thought they were going to be good. I was stunned when I turned on when Red Zone panned and they were getting blown the fuck out. I was like, damn.
That was bad.
That was embarrassing.
It was really bad.
The first, I'm keeping the graphic in my phone forever just in case I ever go at it with Jake in the group chat. But how embarrassing is this?
Did you see the Seahawks one? The Seahawks one was just as bad too.
They had 4 yards in the second half. But how bad is this? In the first half, this 49ers had 199 yards in offense. How many did Pittsburgh have? That was a question. Exactly. My point proven. The Steelers are on not picking them to win games watch until further notice. What are you looking at?
They almost had as much yards as we did.
Who?
The Giants.
Damn.
That's also the whole game. I kind of want to see the first quarter. Whatever.
I'm not sure how you can find that. But yeah, do you have anything else you want to touch on before we wrap it up?
Nope.
Thank you guys for watching and listening. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you guys next time.
See ya. Peace.